Hello everyone, my name is Alora for those of you who are new here, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing atmospheric reads. So what I mean by atmospheric is that a book has that special combination of heavily lyrical writing and this amazing world. So it takes the sumptuous words, but it also molds it into this fantastical, full world and environment that I just can't get enough of. So if you also enjoy books that are very atmospheric, keep on watching. The first book that I want to discuss today is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This book not only has a beautiful cover, but just the writing is fantastic. She creates this beautiful fairy tale feel, but it also has this dark, twisted, gnarled roots, forest, devouring people type vibe, and I love it. It's really fantastic, and I would recommend reading this if you enjoy atmospheric reads. Clearly, that's what the video's about. Next up is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I have a hard time even describing this book other than to say that it's completely captivating. It's a dark fantasy, but sort of set in the modern world, and it's a little surreal, but also not. And it's Neil Gaiman. If you've ever read any Neil Gaiman, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I would recommend any of his stories, really. He is a true artist. After that is a book that I very recently read, and that is Winter Song by S.J. Jones. Now, I did do a full video review on this, so I'll leave that linked down in the description box. Feel free to check that out. That video will give you a bit more of a comprehensive view on what I mean, but this is very atmospheric. Even though it wasn't my favorite book, the world, the underground, is so dark and twisted, and apparently that's a theme. I guess when I say atmospheric, what I really mean is dark, twisted with sumptuous language. The word choice in this book is just very luxurious, and you can bask in it, and I love that. So, another recent read of mine is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Now, I listened to this on audiobook, so I don't have the physical copy to show you, but the cover is gorgeous, so I'm going to insert that here. Caraval, again, I have a review on that, which I'll link in the description. The character development wasn't great, in my personal opinion, but, and here's the big but, the language was absolutely phenomenal. I just felt so sucked in to this world, this game that was sort of like a carnival and sort of like a mystery and sort of like your worst nightmare, but also a magical dream, and I just felt lulled. I felt seduced by this book, honestly. So check that out if you're into atmospheric reads. Oh my god, I'm just repeating myself. I'm original, let me tell you what. I have so many original thoughts. Moving along, the next book that I want to talk about is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I have a confession to make, and I think you might be surprised. I really dislike Alice in Wonderland, and I dislike Alice in Wonderland retellings, and it's just not my favorite. I don't enjoy it, I don't understand the point, but this book, man, I really loved this book. The main character loved baking, and I adore baking, so I had an instant connection to her, but more so, the language just really added to the world, and I understand that Wonderland is an already established world, so it's not something that Marissa Meyer was creating. However, she really did add to it. She really did make it her own, and she made it feel like a confection. Deeply satisfying, yet melt in your mouth. This beautiful mix of smooth chocolate, and I'm failing at the baking metaphors, but you get the point. This next one might be a bit of a surprise, and that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Now, I know a lot of people love this book, and I do too, but it doesn't really automatically strike you as a book that might be atmospheric, since it's just sort of a post-apocalyptic traveling actor guild type story, which is really strange, but the language in it really did make it lush. After that, we have Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. Her writing, man, let me just tell you, it's like Virginia Woolf. It is stream of consciousness, and she scratches parts out, so things that she should be saying or thinking versus what she actually is saying or thinking, and these were just ridiculously addictive. Maybe I should do a separate video on addictive reads, but the style of writing really lent itself well to this story. It is YA, it is romance, there is a love triangle, so it is a bit cheesy, a lot cheesier than the other books that I've mentioned, but I would recommend checking it out if that sounds interesting to you. The last book that I'm going to talk about in this video today is an original book that is near and dear to my heart and that I read when I was a child multiple times, and I just loved it. This is the book that really made me fall in love with fairy tale stories that had this complete world that was set up and was unique to the book, and there were magical creatures and just this feeling of enchantment. Maybe that's what this video should really be about. It's books that make me feel enchanted. I love feeling enchanted. So without further ado, my childhood favorite, and that is Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. But guys, this book is just so magical, I can't even get over it. It's atmospheric and enchanting and beautiful, and at how many words? I should be able to come up with more words to talk about atmospheric writing when I'm talking about atmospheric writing, don't you think? Yeah, those are the books that I find to be the most enchanting and atmospheric and wonderful and magical and lovely and sumptuous and seductive. So if you have any books of this sort, of this ilk, that you want to share with me down in the comments below, I would be super appreciative because I love reading books like this. And yeah, if you've read any of these, also let me know what your opinions were. I hope that you are having a wonderful day wherever you are, and remember to add a little bit of delight into your life. Books like this remind us of things like that, of the importance of magic. So until next time, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye guys!